students, I extend a warm welcome to all the students of Middle Wing of Delhi Public School, Rewari. Today, I, Shweta Saxena of Science Department, here to represent our Science Enrichment activity through a PowerPoint presentation. Let us begin it. Vaccine. Vaccine is a biological preparation that improves immunity to a particular disease. A vaccine typically contains an agent that resembles a disease-causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed form of the microbe. The agent stimulates the body's immune system to recognize the agent as a foreign, destroy it, and keep a record of it so that the immune system can more easily recognize and destroy any of these microorganisms that it later encounters. The term vaccine and vaccination are derived from smallpox of the cow, the term devised by Edward Jenner to denote cowpox. What was the history of this vaccine? During the late 1760s, as a surgeon, Edward Jenner learned of the story common in rural areas that dairy workers would never have the often fatal or disfiguring disease smallpox because they had already had cowpox, which is a very mild effects in human. In 1796, Jenner took pus from the hand of a milkmaid with cowpox, scratched it into the arm of an 8-year-old boy. 6 weeks later, inoculated the boy with smallpox. Afterwards, observing that he did not catch smallpox, Jenner extended his studies and in 1798 reported that his vaccine was safe in children and adults. The second generation of vaccine was introduced in the 1880s by Louis Pasteur and who developed vaccine for chicken cholera and anthrax. From the late 19th century, vaccines were considered a matter of national prestige and compulsory vaccination laws were passed. Now I'll tell you the types of the vaccine. First is live attenuated, second is inactivated, third is subunit, fourth is toxoid, fifth is conjugate, sixth is DNA, seventh is recombinant. Now I'll explain you one by one. First is live attenuated vaccine. Live attenuated vaccine contain a version of the living microbe that has been weakened in the lab so it cannot cause disease, because a live attenuated vaccine is the closest things to natural infection. These vaccines are good teachers of the immune system. Examples: vaccines against measles, mumps and chickenpox. Now the second is inactivated vaccine. Scientists produce inactivated vaccine by killing the disease causing microbe with chemicals, heat or radiation. Such vaccines are more stable and safer than live vaccines because dead microbe can't mutate back to their disease causing state. Example: vaccines against influenza, polio, hepatitis A and rabies. Now the third one is subunits. Instead of the entire microbe, subunit vaccine include only the antigens that best stimulate the immune system. Example: plague immunization. The fourth one is toxoid vaccine. For bacteria that secrete toxins or harmful chemicals, a toxoid vaccine might be the answer. These vaccines are used when a bacterial toxin is the main cause of illness. Example: toxoid vaccine is used to vaccinate dogs against rattlesnake bites. Fifth is conjugate vaccine. If a bacterium possesses an outer coating of sugar molecule, which is also called polysaccharides, as many harmful bacteria do, researchers may try making a conjugate vaccine for it. Example: Haemophilus influenza type B vaccine. Sixth is DNA vaccine. Still in the experimental stages, These vaccines show great promise and several types are being tested in humans. DNA vaccines take immunization to a new technological level. Example, influenza vaccine. And seventh is recombinant vaccine, which is same as DNA vaccine. Now I'll tell you something about coronavirus vaccines in India. Let us know about coronavirus vaccines manufactured in India by two main companies. One is Covishield and others is Covax. First is Covishield. It is developed by Oxford University in partnership with AstraZeneca. This vaccine uses a replication deficient chimpanzee viral vector based on a weakened version of adenovirus that causes infection in the chimpanzee and consists of the genetic material of the coronavirus spike protein, which helps the virus to bind the human cells. The modified chimpanzee adenovirus can't replicate, hence do not cause infection, and rather serves as a vector to transfer the coronavirus spike protein. Like most of the vaccines, the Covishield produces the mimic spike protein that causes an immunological response, which would finally prime the immune system. This is the picture of the COVID-19 Oxford vaccine trial, how they have done. Now the second one is Covaxin. Covaxin is India's first indigenous COVID-19 vaccine. It is an inactivated vaccine that suppresses the virus capability to duplicate yet keeps it unimpaired so that the immune system can still recognize it and create an immune reaction. Covaxin helps in increasing the production of antibodies in the host body. This is the picture of Covaxin vaccine. Now, the question arises in the mind that why do we require two COVID-19 vaccine doses instead of one? Like some people are taking first doses, then it is the compulsion to take the second one. So why it is so? So Covishield and Covaxin vaccines that have been approved for uses in India currently consist of two doses. Both these doses perform slightly different sub-function. The first, which is known as the prime dose, prepares the human immune system to build antibodies. However, these antibodies are not long-lasting and they gradually wane with time. This is where the second dose, referred to as the booster dose, comes in. It boosts the immune system's production of a large number of antibodies while also stimulating the memory cells so that the body remembers this infection and continues to create antibodies against it for a long period. In simpler terms, one dose enables a relatively weaker immune response from the body. Therefore, it requires the extra second dose, which teaches the immune system to produce stronger and longer lasting responses. Now, another question which is coming in the mind, that could we require more than two doses for some COVID-19 vaccines in future? Yes, quite possibly. So many companies are doing research on it. Moderna may also create a third dose for its currently 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine in the next 6 to 12 months. This booster shot will offer additional immunity against the coronavirus variants that are currently circulating all over the world. Thank you. I hope it had been a learning experience to all of you. I will be taking your leave now. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you. Bye.